the midday. My name is Judith Brown. And in a killed in Israeli military battle, raid country of Hamas militants. Those of these stories and many more coming up shortly. Please do stay with us. Well, in our first story, the National Media Commission, NMC, has expressed concern about the reported attacks on Accra-based United Television, UTV, on Saturday evening. A group of individuals invaded the studios on UTV and disrupted a live show, leaving viewers surprised and concerned. They are alleged to have threatened to assault the hosts and the guests of the show. Now, according to the NMC, the increasing use of violence as a means of addressing grievances against the media and journalists must not be encouraged. The Information Minister, Kojo Nkrumah, has also condemned the incident and urged the media to promote national cohesion. Meanwhile, the main opposition, National Democratic Congress, NDC, has described the incident as shameful and uncivilized. It has urged the Ghanaian Police Service to expedite its investigations into the incident and also ensure that all culprits are duly prosecuted. Since the incident, the police have arrested 16 people who are assisting with investigations. Meanwhile, the ruling New Patriotic Party, NPP, has denied claims it is behind the reported attacks. The National Democratic Congress, in a statement, accused the party of masterminding the incident. But the party says it did not sanction the group of individuals who disrupted the station's live show. The NPP, in a statement issued by its Director of Communications, has apologized to the station and the public. According to the NPP, it is committed to advancing the rights of citizens to free speech. It has therefore assured of its commitment to fully cooperate with the police during investigations. Well, Director of Communications for the NPP, Richard Ahinyaba, spoke on the station after the incident.
And the see, you know, I am most unfortunate as a party, you know. The
NPP did not sanction any group of individuals to come and disrupt your show. As a party, we condemn what happened in no uncertain terms. The NPP will not be involved in this case. We would allow the police to go ahead with their own investigations and deal with the culprit. I came here to assure you that the NPP is not against your show in any way or form.
You know, way more and yes, NPP na this disorder. You know, you make sure say the abano, please for him.
Well, we are joined by George Sapong. He's the Executive Secretary for the National Media Commission. Thanks for your time, sir. Briefly, your thoughts on this entire event?
Could you please repeat the question for me?
I'm asking what your thoughts are on this particular incident, please.
Thank you very much. I think it's despicable, and we should all work towards avoiding and protecting the media from any such similar incident again.
Right now, there are channels for people to voice their grievances. How do you receive this at a time the country is preparing to hold elections next year?
I think we need to be very honest with ourselves that the atmosphere is charging up. We are beginning to see elements of concern to us. And I think all of us need to work together to make sure that journalists can do their work in peace. And that is why we are reactivating the process of the National Coordinated Mechanism on the Safety of Journalists. Within the next couple of weeks, we will be working together with the core stakeholders on this issue. And whilst we work on the general concern about protecting journalists, we are also going to work closely with the police to make sure that this particular incident is investigated thoroughly and the culprits punished accordingly.
Right now, the police have made some arrests and other bodies have condemned it. But what must be done beyond these to guarantee the safety of the media and journalists going forward?
As I've implied already, This specific incident, we congratulate the police for the quick effort they have made. Our hope is that we'll all work together and investigate this thoroughly and come to the conclusions, provide the evidence, so that the people who are already in the hands of the police, if they are truly responsible for the actions, they will be punished according to the law. Going forward, we need to work together to protect every journalist in this country to make sure that they can do their work without fear or any kind of intimidation.
Right. Now, lastly, before you go, is the Commission exploring ways to ensure that journalists or the media is protected?
I'm sorry, I missed the first part of the question.
Well, I'm asking if the Commission is exploring ways to ensure that the media is protected.
Yes, but let me also indicate very quickly that just today, a very significant thing has happened. The three prominent Ghanaians who made the complaint about this case to the National Media Commission, Mr. Yaonsako, Akusia Bami, and Kwame Sapon, together with Ken Ashigbe and a couple of people, have also put together a coalition on media and peace building. Part of their work is also to scan into the environment and to draw the National Media Commission's attention to any kind of threat on the media. We consider this as an extremely significant progress, because what has happened in the past is that sometimes you do not receive the complaints and there is nobody to provide the evidence about the incident that has happened.
Right.
And I think that all of you, especially within the media, should look out for what this group is doing and support them actively. All of us need to work together to ensure that every one of us in the media is safe. And I think that we can assure our colleagues in the media that the National Media Commission, for us now, it is not business as usual as we work towards 2024 elections.
Right. Thank you very much for your time. And that was George Sapon. He is the Executive Secretary of the National Media Commission. But we're going to stay more on this issue when Dr. Adam Bona is a security analyst. He joins me via Zoom for more on this. Now, Doctor, good afternoon. Now, how worrying are the issues of the attack on the media?
Yes, good afternoon. Very worried. For some of us who lived in the dark days of the coup, this is how it looked, where, we used to have just, BBC, maybe you are watching a program and abruptly, the program is interrupted by some hoodlums wielding, guns, and, they are there to make a declaration that they've taken over the affairs of the country. And so for maybe the younger generation, they won't see this to be anything. But for those of us who lived through the days before 79 and after 79, this is how it was done. They would just break into a media house and take everybody hostage and make a declaration. And so I see this to be very significant, and I am thankful. I mean, the police did well by swiftly arresting these criminals. I want to hope that the court will deal with them severely, because then what they did is despicable.
Right. Sorry for that technical hitch there, but that was Adam Bona. He is a security analyst and he was joining us for more details on this. But let's move over to some other stories. And the Ministry of Health has denied reports donated. We're saying that the Ministry of Health has denied reports donated antiviral drugs have been abandoned at ports since July. The ministry says steps have been taken to secure the needed extra funds to ensure a clearance of antiretroviral drugs abandoned at ports. The drugs have been stuck at the ports due to government's failure to waive taxes. In a statement, the Health Ministry noted that, as has been done in the past, the necessary waivers for clearance of this batch were issued on time. We're going to head back to the story on the attack on journalists at UTV there, and Adam Bona is joining us once again with more on this. Mr. Bona, can you hear me now? Right, I'm asking if what more can be done moving forward concerning such attacks, especially when we are heading towards an election year. If you can give us your thoughts on that. Mr. Bona, can you hear us? Right, and so we're going to head back to that story shortly, but let's move on. And graduates, or we are going to head back to some of the stories. We are live on social media as well. Graduates who recently completed their mandatory national service are now embarking on the job search journey. For many, they are concerned about the possibility of not securing a job in the near future due to the high cost of living. Ibrahim Abubakar has more in the following report.
Esther, among the over 150,000 graduates who completed their mandatory national service, aims to secure employment in the teaching field with a childhood education diploma. However, the high rate of graduate unemployment and the fear of not securing a job quickly frightens her.
Looking at the rate of unemployment in our country, when you look at other colleagues and all that who are not getting jobs to do, it becomes very frustrating and you become scared of even taking a further step. And you don't know if you should apply for jobs or you should start your own business. And with starting your own business too, you need capital to start. And thinking about that one too becomes a headache.
The 25-year-old is experiencing a worrying situation due to rising cost of living, lack of income, and no job prospect after service. Esther and her colleagues are awaiting payment from the National Service Secretariat to alleviate their current financial burdens.
The National Service Secretariat is still owing us 3 months with some arrears of the top-up from January to June. It's not being paid. It's very heartbreaking, and we need that money because we will need it to do other things that are of benefit to us. And when the monies are being paid bit by bit, it doesn't help. You don't see the value or the equivalent of the money. So if it's paid in bulk, it can help those who want to start a business to get their capital.
Unemployment could be traumatic for young graduates, and one will be fortunate to secure a job immediately after national service. Ibrahim Abubakar, TV3 News, Kumasi.
Let's head back to some health stories. And the Ministry of Health has denied reports donated antiretroviral drugs have been abandoned at ports since July. The ministry says steps have been taken to ensure the needed extra funds to ensure clearance of the antiretroviral drugs abandoned at the ports. The drugs have been stuck at the ports due to government's failure to waive taxes. In the statement, the Health Ministry noted that, as has been done in the past, the necessary waivers for the clearance of this batch were issued on time. The statement, however, added that the volumes in this batch have been high, requiring extra resources. According to the Ministry of Health, currently 4% of HIV/AIDS patients in Ghana rely on these specific medications, adding that drugs for the remaining 96% are well supplied. Now, Elsie Aya is president of the National Association of Persons Living with HIV. She joins me for more details on this. Good afternoon, madam. Now, this ministry has denied there's ever a shortage in supply. Does the explanation satisfy you?
Thank you very much, and thank you for this opportunity also to respond to the letter from the Ministry of Health. They respond. At least now we know that Ghana Supply Commission is not up to the task because those volumes that they say are higher since July have still been there and they have not been able to clear. It means that they lack the capacity to do this. So that is something that has to be worked on. That's some information that has to be worked on. It has taken from July to October for them to realize that they are not up to this responsibility. I'm also happy that they have given us the figure that the numbers of persons living with HIV who are not accessing their medication is 10,000 at least. 10,000 is not a small number. But then so now we know the numbers that whose lives are at risk because they are not on their medication. So if there are viable alternatives, apart from what we have already started, we are ready to do that. So we are still waiting and listening to our members on the ground. Come 13th, that is this Friday, we would know whether they have lived up to their what they have said.
Right
but
now,
it's unfortunate for them to say that what the public should disregard the headlines or what we have said. We are part of the public. We are the ones who are saying that. We are the ones saying that, and our outcry is what has resulted on the date of 13th October being given by Ministry of Health. So as I said, we are watching and we are monitoring. Thank you.
Right. Now, help us understand, how is the absence of the drugs affecting persons living with the virus?
It is affecting us to a large extent. We are trying all we can to ensure that persons living with HIV do not transmit the virus. We are trying to ensure that persons living with HIV remain on treatment. We're working hand in hand with the National AIDS Control Program. And we have our members as models of hope and other cases in the facilities, ensuring that all PLHIVs who come to the facility are linked to treatment and remain on their medication. We are doing all that. And then if this 10,000 go back and they don't have their medication, it means that those who are virally suppressed are reducing that viral suppression. We are not supposed to miss any medication any day. So it means that is what is going to happen. It means that we are going to infect other people. It means that mothers who are currently on the medication and don't have it, who are breastfeeding or who are pregnant, would stand the chance of transmitting this virus to the unborn children or the ones they are breastfeeding. I mean, it is a situation that we can't believe.
Right. Now, lastly, before you go, the ministry has assured that by October 13, supply will come in. Now, what do you have to say to that?
They haven't clarified what that means. Is it that by that time the tax will be paid so that they would clear the things from the port? Is it that the commodities would be in the health facility so that we can also confirm on that date when our people go there and for them to say yes, they have received? It's not clear, it's ambiguous, so we don't know what it means. But we are still listening and monitoring, and we'll continue asking questions.
Right. Thank you very much for your time. And that was Elsie Ayer. She's president of the National Association of Persons Living with HIV. We're going to take a short break, and when we are back, we'll be bringing you more news. Please do stay with us.
Are you tired of dealing with toilet paper that irritates your skin and clogs your toilets? Your WCs? Wait, I have great news for you. Flora Toilet Roll is the game changer. Flora Toilet Roll is thick, gentle on the skin, and fragrance free, making it ideal to clean your intimate parts, as it causes no skin irritations and or allergies. The best part is it is made to dissolve easily, preventing plumbing issues and clogs. Experience the ultimate comfort of Flora Toilet Roll. No more clogs, no more skin irritations.
Ghana, are you ready?
Mark your calendar as the Makers House Chapel International presents the Experience Conference 2023. From the 1st to the 8th of October, it's the gathering of the spiritual luminaries of the land. Get ready to experience Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams, Reverend Dr. Mensa Otabil, Archbishop Charles Ajinasari, Reverend Dr. Ampia Kofi, Reverend Dr. Steve Mensah, Reverend Dr. Ebenezer Markwe, Bishop Frank Ofosu Apia, and your host, Dr. Michael Bwedi Nyamiche. Come and experience Jesus, the miracle worker. Venue is the Destiny Arena of the Makers House Chapel International, Atomic, adjacent School of Nuclear and Allied Sciences. Time is 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. on weekdays, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Saturday, and 8 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. on Sundays. It's going to be a life-changing encounter. The Experience Conference 2023. I can't wait.
The past 12 weeks of this year's Ghana's Most Beautiful competition, contestants have been on a journey of sheer determination, showcasing great talent and the rich culture of our beautiful nation on the Ghana's Most Beautiful stage. 5 beautiful ladies, Na Ayele, the courageous one from the Greater Accra region. Adwanigi, the bold one from the Upper East region. Selom, the ambitious one from the Volta region. Kwatma, the determined one from the Bono region. And Nura, the assertive one from the Northern region. Come 8th of October at the National Theatre, dreams will be realized and one of these exceptional ladies will be crowned Ghana's Most Beautiful 2023. Keep pushing your favorite contestants to win the most coveted crown, the cash and the car by voting to the short code *713 *13# on all mobile networks. You can also download the TV3 Reality app on App Store or Play Store. It will be an amazing night of glitz and glamour. Grab your tickets for a cool 50 Ghana cedis and come support your favorite queen on the 8th of October at the National Theatre, 8 p.m. sharp. Ghana's Most Beautiful, Ghana's Beauty, Africa's Pride.
GMB 2023 is sponsored by Gino Tomato Mix, GTP, Techno Common 20 Series, AT, Pepsodent Charcoal and Lemon Infused Formula and Pepsodent Natural Herbal Formula, Geisha Moringa and Geisha Black Soup, Key Soup, Bell Pack Tissues, Sankofa Natural Spices, Vitamilk, Deluxe Acrylic Paint, Nescofa Blood Tonic, Heaven Black Mosquito Spray and Coil, Enapa Foods, Freedom from Casapreco, Frutelli Calipo, Duffy's Health and Beauty, Obuasi Bitters, Nubna Womwankasa, Dragnet, Shalatem, Top Choco.
Save 500.
Global Wings Travel and Tour.
Makeup was done by House of Tara.
Eliza, are you sleeping on the job, girlfriend?
I was dreaming. I woke up to this nightmare.
Alyssa, an 18-year-old, runs away from home to escape the abuse and harassment of her stepfather.
Come any closer and I will cut you.
For a hope of a better life in the city and to pursue her dream of becoming a supermodel.
Hold on, wait a second. You're very pretty.
She soon finds out that achieving her dream will be a lot harder than she ever imagined. She gets caught up in a web of 2 men after her heart, a street vendor who believes in her dream and another who's making her dream happen.
You must be the famous Carolina Castillo.
How are you, dear? This is Lily, my beloved wife.
Watch the story unfold in Total Dreamer, a captivating, intriguing, and thrilling drama. Total Dreamer, premiering this Monday at 8 p.m. on TV3.
Brought to you by
MTN DES Shower.
Welcome back. We'll now cross over to George Queening, who is in Singapore covering the Global Science Challenge. He joins me with more details on that. Good afternoon, George. Now, how has the team Ghana, have they taken part in any event as of yet? Right, George, if you can hear me, can you kindly unmute?
It's actually evening here because it's past 8 p.m. Thanks for having me, Judith.
Right.
And yeah, yesterday was the opening ceremony. And I keep talking about the fact that there was some sort of respite for Team Ghana. And you saw my story that I did. They needed some sponsorship. And Lord Reading Foundation came through for them and has really sponsored them for this year's participation. But yesterday was the opening ceremony of the challenge. And today was the actual day for the challenge. And so Ghana participated. And this game, countries from alliances. So today, Ghana formed alliance with Republic of China and Tonga. And so they came up with 84 points. And so they were top on the chart. And so Ghana made some inroads today. They make some remarkable gains. And so we are hopeful that in ensuing matches or games, they can also do better. But aside the fact that this is a challenge, they've also been urged to foster some friendships that will blossom into long-term partnerships. Because at the end of the day, these are youth that have been charged to come up with solutions that can solve everyday challenges. We can talk of climate change, and this year's team is on Hydrogen Horizons. And with Hydrogen Horizons, we've been told that it can do a lot of industries, power, it can ensure that to mitigate the impact of climate change.
Right. Thank you very much for your time. That was my colleague George Queening, right from Singapore, bringing us details from the event. Then kudos to Team Ghana as well. But we'll move away from that subject and misconception. The high cost of contraception methods and ignorance have continued to remain barriers affecting the use of contraceptives in the northern parts of the country. The situation has resulted in unwanted and unplanned pregnancies, especially among teenage girls, leading to childbirths and abortions. Here's a report by my colleague Christopher Amwako.
Modern contraceptive use remains an important public health intervention. Contraceptives are a cost-effective strategy to reduce maternal mortality, avert unintended pregnancies, and control population explosion, especially amongst rural communities. Despite the benefits, usage among reproductive age women in most parts of northern Ghana remains low.
And then some too feel like the costs involved in family planning services, which we don't want to believe that it is actually a cost, because family planning services is just something small the service provider take from this client.
Meet Adiza, a 40-year-old mother of 8 from the Bole district. Adiza was married off early at the age of 17.
Obi timi wo nkwala bebe nkwala ba ohun na mo ka se wo nkwala wo mpeni da wo mo nhwe no ba wo bebre a nyame be yi ba ko se wanye den wo nhwe no wo no ye ba se sen ba bi na ye de man anya sa me ti wo mi ma me wa wo ye ba ko du ba se ya kan passes.
This makes it difficult for the children to get a formal education. But beyond these self-centered reasons, how well does the young Audu's family know about contraceptives? Unlike Abiba, Salamatu started using contraceptives at the age of 15 when she saw her first monthly flow. Her reason was to make the right choices about childbirth.
Basically 2011, and I share family plans because me first menses and my mama me say, "Oh yes, you see one who menses we will no be many share or benyam." Until now, me so me pese menyam. Then I me share say me kwa pills no.
The low use of contraceptives has led to a high incidence of unintended pregnancies, unsafe abortions, and maternal deaths. Kwesi Yorson deals in contraceptives.
If people don't know,
they won't be able to access that information. So what we want to do is continue to make information available to them, and then the products and services also available to them.
It is important to increase advocacy, funding, and campaigns by all stakeholders in promoting family planning related methods. This will reduce not only unintended pregnancies, but all the far-reaching unsafe abortion cases resulting in mortalities. Christopher Mwako, TV3 News, Bole.
Now, in more news, women's participation in politics and decision-making in Ghana remains a concern with low figures compared to their male counterparts. The Alliance for Women in Media Africa, in partnership with the Canadian High Commission, have emphasized the importance of promoting women's participation in local and national governance structures.
The majority of Ghana's population, comprising 51.2% women, are not involved in decision-making or governance. Over the years, there has been a decline in women appointees at district assembly level, with only 40 women representing 13.8% in parliament and less than 10% in local governance. The group is therefore embarking on a project aimed at promoting women participation in the upcoming district-level elections.
We thought that ahead of the December district-level elections, we should start a campaign that promotes women's, participation. So we are trying to engage communities to find out what the challenges are against women's active participation in local government elections, and to also help to build the capacity of these women to develop their messages, to also link them with the media so that they can have visibility in addressing and communicating their message.
Some women aspirants for the district-level elections shared the challenges they face.
As a woman, so far as I said, you subject yourself for a contest. People start running to you for support. They have the perception that you have all the resources in the world, so they keep coming to you.
If a woman comes out to contest for a position, the men, especially when the men are involved, they have to say a whole lot of negative things about you, like you are not married. It is not about marriage. It's about the service that you want to render to the people of the community. That is the main reason why I'm contesting.
Other speakers shared their experiences and urged women to overcome obstacles to achieve greater heights.
Now, October is observed as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. At an event by the Accra Metropolitan Assembly and Breast Care International, women were advised to seek early treatment for the disease.
Breast cancer is the most frequently diagnosed cancer among women globally, accounting for 12.5% of all new annual cases worldwide. According to the World Health Organization, factors that increase the risk of breast cancer include increasing age, obesity, family history of breast cancer, and harmful use of alcohol. In Ghana, over 4,400 breast cancer cases were recorded in 2020, with 2,055 dying from the disease. The majority of the deaths from breast cancer in Ghana could have been avoided if cases were detected early. The month of October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, observed worldwide to raise awareness of the disease and encourage early detection, treatment, and palliative care for those affected by it. President of Breast Cancer International, Dr. Beatrice Wiafe-Adai, encouraged women to regularly undertake self-breast cancer examinations to ensure early detection and treatment.
People think breast cancer is caused by witchcraft. They think it's a spiritual disease. They think it's an incurable disease. They think it's a curse on a family when they have positive family history members. They also think that people die from mastectomy when the breast is removed. That is not true.
King of the Igbo community in Ghana, Dr. Chukwudu Ehenatu, also encouraged women to seek early treatment for the disease.
Because it's a deadly disease that needs to be detected early as possible. A lot of people are so much ignorance about it.
Women were encouraged to maintain a healthy weight, avoid excessive alcohol consumption, and consistently perform monthly breast examinations.
My experiences is not what I would want anyone to go through. That is why I want to encourage women to seize every opportunity and go for screening.
Now, away from that, former President John Dramani Mahama has urged the Yabonwura B. Kunutu Swale the first to stop the indiscriminate felling of economic trees for commercial charcoal production in his traditional area. He was addressing the chiefs and people of the Gonja land at a Durbar to commemorate this year's Damba Festival in Damogo.
Commercial charcoal burning is a significant concern in Gonja land, causing significant damage to the area's beautiful vegetative cover. The former president urged his kinsmen to prioritize environmental protection.
And finally, I want to talk about the environment. I remember when I was young and growing up here in Damongo, we used to be surrounded by a lot of forests. Today, if you look around, a lot of the trees have been cut down. And now we even have the dangerous tendency where economic trees are being cut down. Share nut trees are being cut down for charcoal. And so we want you to stamp your authority and prevent the environmental degradation that is happening from continuing.
He emphasized the importance of peaceful coexistence amongst the chiefs and people of Gonja land.
Proud that Gonja land continues to be one of the most peaceful traditional areas in the whole of Ghana. And we know that under your rulership, Gonja land will continue to remain peaceful, and we'll do everything to ensure that we live in peace with all our brothers and sisters with whom we share border as Gonja land.
Member of Parliament for Damongo and Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Samuel Abujinapo, called for unity amongst Gonjas. Yabonwura B. Kunutu, in a speech read on his behalf, appealed to supporters of the two main political parties to remain tolerant and collaborate to influence development into Gonja land.
Now, the Anglican Bishop of Cape Coast, Right Reverend Dr. Victor Reginald Atabafo, has encouraged the judiciary to exercise fairness and impartiality in the administration of the justice to all. Addressing the 66th legal year church service, he reiterated the need to build the nation on the pillars of justice.
Justices of the Superior Courts and other members of the bench, members of the Ghana Bar Association, and the judicial service staff were at the Most Holy Trinity Cathedral in Accra to observe the opening of the 2023-2024 legal year after a 2-month legal vacation. All courts in Ghana are now operational and will fast-track hearings of pending cases for prompt justice delivery. In a sermon, the Anglican Bishop of Cape Coast, Right Reverend Dr. Victor Reginald Atabafo, admonished the judiciary to make the delivery of justice to the oppressed a necessity.
Be fair in the process of justice delivery. Our human dignity makes us equal in rights. Be transparent and open in your actions when delivering justice. Be impartial and neutral in the decision-making process. Because right relationship means giving to others what is owed to them. We must recognize and remember what we owe to those who cannot demand it.
Before the legal vacation, the Chief Justice designated 12 out of the 44 high courts to sit during the vacation to not create a vacuum. They include Commercial Court 2, Commercial Court 10, Criminal Court 1, Criminal Court 3, and General Jurisdiction. Court 12, Financial Court 2, Land Court 3 and 10, and Probate Court 3. The 2023-2024 legal year is themed Building the Pillars of Justice.
Now, Governor Dr. Ernest Addison's description of the protesters as hooligans sparked outrage. Now, some political figures and experts are demanding an apology from the governor over his description of protesters, which they deemed insulting. My colleague Noble Crosby Annan has more in the following report.
In a week dominated by the minority-led Occupy BOG protests seeking the resignation of the governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Adesing, and his two deputies, the governor's response to the demonstration has gotten the entire nation talking and even get some. Dr. Ernest Adesing is quoted as having described the protesters as hooligans who could have adopted better ways to have their grievances addressed. A comment many find offensive, particularly among the minority.
As far as we are concerned, he's a persona non grata currently, and we shall treat him like that. He wants us to be, he described us as hooligans. We shall show him who hooligans are.
We're saying that, look, you have failed, and then you insult us as hooligans. Do I look like a hooligan?
Political science professor Ransford Jampo is demanding an apology from the governor of the central bank over his comments.
How dare the governor of Ghana describe the demonstrators as behaving like hooligans? Who is the governor of Bank of Ghana? Is he a demigod? Is he a deified ancestor? His comments were below the belt. He owes Ghanaians a great deal of an apology.
Lawyer and political commentator Martin Kpebu says he is shocked by Dr. Ernest Adesing's response to the protest.
I've been expecting that he will come out with a denial and an apology for maybe if he was taken out of context or something, just in the hope that he will come and deny it and then render an apology.
The central bank governor, while speaking to an international business news portal, Central Banking has sought to defend the bank on some of the concerns raised by the minority MPs, saying amongst others that the decision to start the construction of a new head office building in 2019 was profit-based. He also rejected claims by the minority that he printed money to finance the lifestyle of the ruling government, saying all the central bank did was legal. However, for economist Professor Godfred Bobking, the more the governor explains, the worse it gets.
The more Bank of Ghana tries to explain itself, the more they make the issues a bit more difficult for themselves, right? So I think the earlier we accept responsibility, the earlier we say that, look, we could do better and we should do better, it will be good for all of us. Bank of Ghana's performance was suboptimal. It's not good enough. If the central bank had been a bit moderate and prudent, the level of losses that would have been accommodated on their balance sheet would have been lower than what it is now.
Director of Communications of the NPP, Richard Ahiagba, disagrees that the current predicament of the bank should be attributed to the governor's mismanagement. He blames COVID-19 and the war in Ukraine.
The media is ceding to that position to say that we got here by somebody's mismanagement, which is not factual. Why the country we're here is, one, because of the disruption of COVID-19. I just read to you an IMF document that tells you about the global economic situation exacerbated by the war in Ukraine.
But his explanations did not sit well with Professor Ransford Jampo.
It appears that we have been able to fool Ghanaians into appreciating and accepting those who offer or who proffer explanations to problems rather than those who offer solutions or who solve problems. The idea of overly blaming COVID for everything is disingenuous. Let us also appreciate and accept the role that we ourselves contributed.
For the Member of Parliament for North Tongue, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, the governor, Dr. Ernest Adesing, should have resigned long before now.
This is a central bank governor who should not be pushed out. If he had any respect for the Ghanaian people, and if his conscience really sits well with him, he should have resigned long ago.
Meanwhile, the minority in parliament say they will hit the street again in another demonstration after they declined to hand over their petition to the Director of Security at the Central Bank.
You're watching Midday Lab. We'll be back with sports. Stay tuned.
mission here at TV3 is that the news comes first, and that's the promise of News Central.
With reporters every corner of the country.
Consignment to attend their action,
team production, building lions, and experts across the subjects that affects you the most.
We stay across the big stories that impact you the most as they break, develop, and evolve into major national issues.
With all angles covered across the country and across every subject. I am Kemini Amano.
And I am Eric Mawina Egbeta.
News Central, coming soon on TV3.
TV3, first in news.
The past 12 weeks of this year's Ghana's Most Beautiful competition, contestants have been on a journey of sheer determination, showcasing great talent and the rich culture of our beautiful nation on the Ghana's Most Beautiful stage. 5 beautiful ladies, Na Ayele, the courageous one from the Greater Accra region, Adwanigi, the bold one from the Upper East region, Selom, the ambitious one from the Volta region, Kwatma, the determined one from the Bunu region, and Nura, the assertive one from the Northern region. Come 8th of October at the National Theatre, dreams will be realized, and one of these exceptional ladies will be crowned Ghana's Most Beautiful 2023. Keep pushing your favorite contestants to win the most coveted crown, the cash and the car by voting to the short code *713 *13# on all mobile networks. You can also download the TV3 Reality app on App Store or Play Store. It will be an amazing night of glitz and glamour. Grab your tickets for a cool 50 Ghana cedis and come support your favorite queen on the 8th of October at the National Theatre, 8 p.m. sharp. Ghana's Most Beautiful, Ghana's Beauty, Africa's Pride.
GMB 2023 is sponsored by Gino Tomato Mix, GTP, Techno Camon 20 Series, AT, Pepsodent Charcoal and Lemon Infused Formula and Pepsodent Natural Herbal Formula, Geisha Moringa and Geisha Black Soup, Key Soap, Bell Pack Tissues, Sankofa Natural Spices, Vitamilk, Deluxy Acrylic Paint, Nescofa Blood Tonic, Heaven Black Mosquito Spray and Coil, Enapa Foods, Freedom from Casapreco, Frutelli Calipo, Duffy's Health and Beauty, Obuasi Bitters, Nubuna Womwankasa, Dragnet, Shalatem, Top Choco.
Save 500.
Global Wings Travel and Tour.
Makeup was done by House of Tara.
He speaks the unvarnished truth. He does not mince words. In actual fact, he says what he means and he means what he says. Because it looks like you eat politics, you drink politics, you sleep politics, literally your entire life. Have they put you on any red alerts?
Yes.
I heard you say that. Something about money laundering or
Yeah,
so?
they claim I'm doing money laundering.
Are you doing money laundering?
I don't even have a washing machine to talk of laundry.
You don't have a washing machine in your house?
No, I have one for clothes. I don't have one for money. Ghana has been sent 20 years back. For us to even get an IMF program, we had to go and beg some people to beg some people to beg some other people to go and beg the IMF before they give us a loan. That's how bad we are.
Well, Honorable Sam George, MP for Ningo Pram, joins us on the show this week, but he's not the only one. You see him play on the show all the time, but really, what is his life like behind and in front of the scenes? So this is your full-time career?
This is my full-time career.
So what happened to the purchase and supply you studied?
For now, you know, Ghana. Yeah, so...
Well, DJ Filter will also join us this week. And so don't miss The Day Show right here on TV3. And of course, I will be your host. Don't miss.
The Day Show, Sundays at 3 p.m. on TV3.
Hello, good afternoon and welcome to the sports segment on Midday Live with me, Ore Kuampofo. We begin with women's football, where newly elected women's football representative on the Ghana Football Association Executive Council, Gifty Owari-Mensah, has spoken about her victory and commitment to women's football. The CEO of Berry Ladies had a landslide victory at the GFA Elective Congress, receiving all 20 votes in her category.
Successful warrior. Unfortunately for me, I'm a brand ambassador for the Warrior King watch. Okay. So today is a very beautiful day. I think we anticipated a win, but not as massive as 20 of them coming out to say this is what we want. And they've done it for us, which I am glad about. And I promised them when I met them last night that all the things we've done and everything I have stood for would be the same values, and we'll make sure our 6-pillar strategic document is adhered to, and then we make sure we are able to make them happen and make everybody proud. So I'm not going to disappoint them. Enhancements, projections, putting my expertise up there. Because one of the things I did, which I think excited them for them to say today I want to be one person contesting, was the fact that Berry Lady had been managed well. When we took over Kumasi Sports Academy, we've managed it well. So today it's just doing the same thing we've been doing, but at this point on the wholesale, where we put all 20 clubs together now, and it's not just about Gifty, but about all of us doing it.
Still on the domestic football scene, where Medeama scored 2 goals in the final 15 minutes of their game against Bechem United to complete a comeback victory. The win was the first for the reigning champions this season and also the first away win of this campaign.
And on occasions like this, Bechem United would want to throw deep into the 18-yard box. Augustine Okrab with the connection, and that's the goal! The experience has brought to bear on the game Cephas Kofi Mante. Long throw it was. Up went Abonyo. Augustine Okrab came in, made the way, and Mante was able to latch onto it. Bechem United keep the ball to themselves, trying to draw their opponents out. Faulty pass, and it's picked up by Medeama as they come forward. Strong run. Derek Lace on the pass. This is good. Now they try to cut through. Aaron Essel comes back to defend. Chance for Medeama. This should be it. Copybook goal. They worked it from defense straight into the end of the field. No advantages at all for Bechem United to clear. Here comes another opportunity for Medeama. It's another tete-a-tete. Jonathan would go in for another cracker. No, he leaves it and it's driven. Into the net. Another well-worked goal. The tables have turned. It was a thunderbolt of a drive straight into the roof of the net. And Ebenezer Nkrumah registers a goal on the account of Medeama.
Heading over to match day 8 of the Premier League, where Chelsea recorded their second consecutive win in the league for the first time since March, whilst Manchester United showed resilience in a late comeback against Brentford.
To Chelsea. Trying to find a way through. Sterling. Finds a way through, and it's in! Disaster for Burnley. And Sterling taking the game to Vitinho, tackles him. The answer to both questions is emphatically yes. Now Chelsea are in with Gallagher, and now Sterling, who's been involved in the 2 Chelsea goals, and bags one for himself. Sterling, all the way across for Palmer, for Jackson maybe, and still, Chelsea are starting to feel a whole lot better about themselves and their season.
And this is promising. Wissa, and Lindelof hasn't cleared it very well at all. The Edson shot, it squirms through to silence against Old Trafford again this season. Still Garnacho. Did he run out of space there? Not quite. A shot from Dallo. Spilled by Strakosha. Still not cleared. There is that late equaliser. And it's Scott McTominay who's got it. Bruno Fernandes pumps it forward. Maguire goes up. And McTominay's in there. That's what football can do. Scott McTominay.
This time it's Kulusevski to Maddison. And Maddison gives the defender the slip. And Mickey van der Ven takes the opportunity to register his first goal for Tottenham Hotspur.
And so Tottenham could end the weekend on top of the Premier League, but that would depend on the results today between Arsenal and Manchester City, who clash much later this afternoon. My name is Uri Kwampofo, and that's how we wrap up the sports segment here on Midday Live. Up next on the bulletin is entertainment.
Let's do some entertainment news now. The long-standing question of who the coveted 2023 GMB crown fits best will be settled today, October 8. But 23-year-old Aduanigi from the Upper East region hopes to recapture the GMB crown to bring glory to her region. She told 3 Entertainments that she would cause a major upset at the grand finale.
Imba Aduanigi is her name. She hails from the Upper East region.
Just like her other competitors, Aduanigi from the Upper West region set out with the intention of not only making the indigenous people of her region proud, but also winning the ultimate prize. She has improved show after show, endearing her act to many through her breathtaking showmanship.
To name our warriors according to things in our environment. That is why Kugut, which means rock, became a Kugut by adding an A that signifies strength.
According to her, she has had a different perception of pageantry with her GMB experience.
I used to tell my friends that, you know, one day I think I'll be a beauty queen, and they're like, you have a tribal mark, because you don't see queens with tribal marks. And I'm like, okay, it's true. I had so much perception that actually held me back. After coming in for Ghana's Most Beautiful, I have a tribal mark. I have an accident scar. And whenever I stand on that stage and then sometimes I look into the pictures, I feel so proud because even with the marks, I am still on that stage. And I believe that with where I am coming from, people would look at me, especially from my region, and get encouraged and also push themselves and believe that they can do it regardless of what happens.
The 23-year-old is excited about the bond and the friendship that GMB presents.
One thing that I am most grateful is not just the sisterhood. You know, we can be sisters in the house. But then I'm grateful for how Ghana's Most Beautiful has been able to connect us. We've been able to tolerate each other. We understand each other, and the love, it's always there.
She hopes to use the GMB crown to impact the lives of the people in her community, but more importantly, to encourage them on the importance of agribusiness.
And of course, the GMB finale will be happening tonight at 8 p.m. at the National Theatre. All the best to all the finalists. Of course, that ends the entertainment news. And let's do some international news now. Military says there are still 8 points of engagement in its territory a day after Palestinian militants stormed into Israel from Gaza. The spokesman says Israel is still at war, still completing efforts to take full control of Israeli territory and communities from Hamas. On Saturday morning, Hamas launched a wave of rocket attacks and fighters stormed into Israel in a biggest escalation in decades. Hundreds of people have been killed in both sides. Boss, zoom up. And that's all for Midday Live. We come to you right here from our studios at Adesawe Kanda in Accra. We will bring you all the details right here. Thank you so much.